All right, so welcome to podcast number 2 in a bit better, more badass background, as you can see.
It's Anthony's house.
I wish. Yeah, where we're at. So should we share our location?
Yeah, stop looking at me so lovingly though.
We're actually kind of in the middle of nowhere, in the Greek highlands, in this amazing place called Agrafa. So we both love the mountains and the outdoors. We came here yesterday, got a pretty dope workout. Yesterday we've got one of our trainees, Mark, which is actually the guy that is, whose guy is the house.
And we have a gun too.
We've got a gun.
Just in case.
We've got swords and knives.
And a real bullet. So
Mr.
don't leave any
here.
bad comments here. We'll be going after you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice couch, by the
We've
way.
got some fur here because we're very vegan and
it's Mark's. This is Mark. We've skinned him. And yeah,
ate him yesterday right after our workout.
Anyway, stop talking. Let's start with the podcast.
Okay.
People don't have the whole day here.
Let's dive right into it. So,
Yeah.
what's today's topic, John?
Yeah, most people's training sucks ass. What can you do about it?
Mm-hmm.
So there are many things you can actually do about it. So most people train mindlessly, completely mindlessly. So they never get results. We have so many guys come over to us and say, you know what, I've been training for over like 5 years, 10 years, pretty much consistently, but I didn't have a lot of results.
Yep.
Yeah.
Month in, month out, you're kind of the same person you were when you started. Maybe you've got some beginner gains, which is okay, but after that, you're stagnant. And obviously that's the reason you end up quitting, because if you're not seeing any difference and you're just putting in work and work day after day, like that's pretty hard to stay motivated, right? I mean, I wouldn't keep on training like if I only saw results for 6 weeks and then like you're the same person in the mirror.
Yep, exactly. So with this podcast we aim to help you guys with that, find a better way to train and learn our tried and proven system, or at least learn the basics about it, because we also have a workshop that we're doing this October 19th, probably. 19th. This podcast though
might be after it.
Yeah, might be after it. Maybe we release it earlier.
No, we're gonna get it out 3 days before.
Yep. So you guys can come and support us and get the workshop.
Check it out. Get a taste of what we actually do when we work seriously.
Anyway, so here's how to unsuck your training, pretty much.
Number one.
Yeah,
What's number one?
So the number one, you have to start by choosing the right exercises. So you have to start by choosing the right exercise variation, because we're doing calisthenics. We name it hypertrophy calisthenics because it's not that crazy acrobatics that you see when you go out to parks, especially you guys in the US.
None of the flashy stuff, the muscle ups, the levers. I mean, that's cool if you're 20 and your joints can still stand that. But we're more into more sustainable training that leads to hypertrophy, to muscle
gain.
Yeah,
muscle gain. And we're not about the acrobatics, not about this kind of calisthenics, so this is not the place for it. We're doing what we call the no BS calisthenics method, which is hypertrophy based, concise, short, and all that. So the very first point that we have to cover here, and the very first thing that you have to do, is you have to find the proper exercise variations. So
okay.
We're having a call here.
my fiance is calling and messing up his podcast. But we're super unorganized, so these things are gonna happen.
Yep.
So most people start where they wanna be rather than starting where they're actually at.
Pull-ups,
right?
for example, they try pull-ups when they can't do any, right?
Yeah, most people do those like horrible pull-ups where you're like keeping, at the starting position, also known as CrossFit pull-ups.
Also known as squirrel having an orgasm. But yeah.
An organism. I like to see it more like a fish, coming out of water on a hook, where it's like flapping all the way around. Like that's what I think I'm seeing when I see a CrossFit.
If I see you doing this, we have a gun. Just so you know.
Then you've got that round shoulders at the top like a turtle. You've got that chin extending like a peacock. So like that is not a pull-up, obviously.
Yeah, so that's a better solution.
So better solution, start where you're at, right? Start with a progression that you can handle with good form and work at higher reps. So, you want to start with, I would say, minimum 8 reps or 10 reps, even better. Perfect form, so refine your form at that progression. And once you can handle, like, I would say at least 15 super clean form pull-ups with your with that progression. Like John likes the jackknife pull-ups a lot. I like them as well. You can also do band assisted pull-ups. I know you're not such a big fan of those.
Yeah, the strength curve changes there.
Yeah.
And the exercise changes just a bit, but it's also a viable solution. It is, but I prefer a different way of doing things that most resembles the exercise that you're trying to work up to. And of course, banded works, but there is a lot of assistance out of the hole when the stretch, at the stretch position, the bottom position, when you get most of your gains there, because you have most of your tension there, and this is the hardest. So if people are, the band assistance takes you out of that position, it helps you a lot there. You aren't going to build as much strength as you can. So I prefer a way as like having your feet on the floor for assistance. It's the jackknife or leg assisted pull-ups, where the strength curve is exactly the same. Yeah. So,
I like mastering the jackknife pull-ups, so the leg assisted pull-ups, and like if you've mastered like 15 reps, you can't do pull-ups yet, maybe add like mix then some jackknife pull-ups with a really light band, so alternate from jackknives to band assisted, if you're like just a bit far away from getting an actual pull-up. But that can be a topic for a whole different podcast.
It can be. For me, I like we both have a bit different methods, and that's normal. So, but they all work. For me, I like to alternate like negative reps and negative pull-ups, and then having the jackknife. And like this is a whole other topic, so we aren't going to go deep into that. But Anthony mentioned before how like that you need to master the exercise, the progression that you're on before you move on to the harder progression. And to master the progression, we have to go over the second rule, which is the law, as we call it, of perfect
form,
of perfect clean form. So what do you feel is a perfect rep, a perfect set, perfect training session? What does it need? So what does it need regarding form? What makes a form perfect? Your form perfect? What makes a rep perfect? What makes a set perfect?
Yeah.
And what does perfect mean either way?
So perfect. Well, first of all, you should be able to use like a relatively slow tempo. Probably going through the hard part of the exercise, also known as the positive phase of the rep, in about like, depends on the exercise, but like not less than a second. So
I like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, even 2 or 3.
You're talking about the positive one, not the negative.
Positive, yeah.
Oh yeah, positive. Yeah, I like explosion, to be honest, but with good form.
Explosion takes some time if you're new.
It's the intention though behind it that matters a lot.
Sure. Definitely pausing at the middle of the rep so you eliminate any momentum. Like you're not doing those bouncing push-ups that you see most people do at the park, right?
What's the middle?
The middle is when you're at the bottom position, basically. So you want to take like a little pause there for a split second. Make sure everything is, you're activating everything perfectly. Make sure if you're doing an upper body exercise, your shoulders are back and down, your chest is open and proud. Then go smoothly up if you're doing a push-up, or smoothly down if you're doing a pull-up. And then it depends on the exercise, right? We're trying to share more and more internal and external cues with each exercise lately on YouTube, showing you exactly, what you should be focusing on, how to activate the right muscles. Because if you're doing pull-ups, for example, and you're not feeling it in your back and your shoulders are hurting more, you're not doing proper push-ups.
Yeah, plus, I might be able, with great form, to get 90% of effectiveness out of a rep, and you may be able, if you're not doing, if you're not executing the reps in a good manner, you may be getting like 40% out of each rep. So I may be able to do much less work and re-up a lot more gains and benefits, and have less injuries from the same rep. So for me, a rep isn't a rep. That's what I always say. A rep isn't a rep.
Yeah.
How you perform each rep matters significantly. And that's something that we go over and over again with our trainees. They send us recordings of their exercises, and we go over them so that they can train sometimes less, but better.
Yeah, do less but better reps. That's what I like to see in the beginning.
Exactly.
And obviously, maybe during your last rep, you're going to keep a little bit, and you're going to cheat like a little bit. But that's like
square orgasm.
If that's like for your last rep, in sake of getting that extra rep, that is okay. But 95% of your reps should be as clean as possible, or going to technical failure, as we like to say.
Yeah. So it's not about, also because many people, they said they start seeing their reps slowing down, so they stop the set, right? Mm-hmm. But we want your reps to slow down. That's not. You're not messing up the form when you're doing that. You're messing up the form when you start swinging around, doing regular reps fast, doing half reps, forgetting the bottom part of the position of the exercise of the rep. So for me, the best way to do it is to go slow on the negative part. For example, if you're doing a push-up, just count to 3 or 2 to 3 seconds so that you go very slow, then pause at the bottom and then explode up, or put the intention behind it to explode. You may not be able at first, but if you have this intention, you're going to slowly build up to it as you get stronger and stronger. But the later parts, the last reps of every set, they're going to slow down, and that's what we want. If your reps aren't slowing down, then you have many reps in the tank, which is also our third law.
Yeah.
And our third law is the law of intensity. It's the law of working to close to failure. We're going to go into the more specifics here because I know you guys are going to be dizzy. You're going to have a headache after that if we go so deep into it. Maybe on another podcast again, we can talk about the RPE model, rate of perceived exhaustion. It's what it is, and the RIR. Yeah. But that's a topic for another day, more nitty gritty. So
stop ranting. Get to the point.
I'm at the point, right?
Yeah, most people, like, for example, typical example, Mark, right? Like, the moment his reps start to slow down, he quits, he stops. Like, most people think that that's where, they're done. They've given it their all.
And that's why we skinned him.
That's why we skinned him, yeah. Hey, Mark, take care. R.I.P. So, yeah, usually that's the point where
YouTube, please don't...
cancel us?
Don't cancel us, yeah.
I would like to be cancelled. That means that the podcast was good.
I will make no money then.
It's okay. We're going to live here. We're going to take Mark's house and live from the land.
Mark? Yeah.
So, most people stop when... There he is. He's looking at us weirdly. How crappy people we are we, right? Like, he's allowing us to live here for free, rent-free, shoot our podcast, and we're just trashing him. So, back to the point. The law of intensity. So, most people stop when they still have like at least another 3 reps in the tank.
I'd say another 6, 7, or 8.
6, 7?
Yeah, it's not like all their sets are warm-up sets. So, essentially, they aren't doing workouts, and that's why they still don't see results, as we said in the beginning. Like if your sets are all warm-up, then you did 0 working sets. And if you do 0 working sets, then you have no results. Yeah. They're all warm-up sets. Mm-hmm. Right?
Especially if you're busy. So if you don't have a lot of time to get a lot of volume in, like you have to capitalize on intensity.
Make more out of less. It's what you're saying. Yeah. And what I always say, the way to gauge your intensity is to let your body speak for itself. Don't use your brain. So keep your form perfect. And if you can't do another clean rep, not slow, we want slow, but clean rep, if you can perform or execute yet another rep, and your body says, oh no, I can do it, then you're at the right spot. Yeah. Then this is what we call an effective set, a working effective set. All right. So especially for hypertrophy calisthenics, because some programs, okay, we do strength-based, and strength-based you can leave some reps in the tank, but when most people start and they have no base, they have to work a bit harder.
Yeah. Plus, training that way takes like a shit ton of volume, right? If you're training like a weightlifter, which most of the people that watch us don't have that amount of time, that luxury of time. Okay, so I think that's covered. Moving on.
Yep. So the next law is the law of progressive overload. I like to also call it the law of 1% improvement. And if you improve just 1% every day in like 3 months, you're going to have improved like for like 90%.
Yeah.
Like it piles up. And to like apply the law of progressive overload, what this means is you have to keep making things more and more difficult. If you always do 5 push-ups, then your body is going to get accustomed to it, and it will this stimulus is no longer going to present a challenge to your body, and so your body won't grow. You need challenges to grow. That's both in life and in training. And if you don't make things more difficult, then you are not going to have results down the line. You're going to plateau. Most people do that as well. That's a huge thing.
Okay.
You see over and over.
How do you get out of that? Like, can you just wing it with every workout? Just say, I think I did 8 reps last week. I'm going to try to do 9 reps this week, or maybe 8 again. Or do you need to note down your workouts?
No, you need to note down your workouts. That's
nobody does it, right? I mean, 9 out of 10 people don't do that.
Yeah, nobody does it. Nobody. This is one of the things that we get a lot of pushback from our clients. Sometimes they say, "Oh, you know what? There's a lot of noting things down here."
Yeah, I don't have the time. Well,
change requires time.
Don't train,
change, jackass.
Screw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you.
Stay the same. Don't build muscle.
Yeah, fuck off. I don't know. Is that? Maybe we should beep that off.
I can beep it or not. I mean, we're not going to add ads to this podcast, I guess.
No. Oh yeah. So we won't get.
So you can curse.
Perfect.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what YouTube is gonna do. There's a lot of cancellation nowadays. Everything.
We have guns though.
It's so politically correct.
We have guns.
Yeah.
Mr. Roosevelt there is just stunning. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Roosevelt.
You know, he used to do calisthenics.
The right way. High volume.
True story.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't a jackass. So if you don't want to be a jackass, if you want to be like Mr. Roosevelt here, get a logbook or note down your performances so that you can increase so you can increase the difficulty of your training and beat your previous performances. So if you've done like 10 reps, just try to do 11, just try to do 12. Or you can also, if some of your reps weren't that good, you can improve them. Right, you can do better than that. You can improve on your form. You can improve on your reps. You can improve on your sets, and you can improve on your intensity. There are many ways to improve and apply the progressive overload. So, what do you feel are the best ways to apply progressive overload?
I like to alternate. So 1 week, once you've hit, let's say I could do 5 pull-ups. Now I'm able to do 6. Okay. Instead of trying to do 7 the next week, I usually like to clean those 6 reps, right? Like, okay, how can I get my form even cleaner, even like maybe slower on the negative? Like, and once I feel 100% confident that my reps are super clean, then I add another rep. And again, then your form might be a little bit less good, and then you clean up the form, add a rep, clean up the form, add a rep. Like, that's my favorite way of doing it. What do you like?
I don't exactly like this way, but I do something similar where when I'm not able to add a rep, I try to do the reps better. So when I plateau, because many people here, they might say, "Oh, my form is never perfect. I'm going to just try to keep getting the reps better and better." I mean, like, whereas they should be getting stronger and adding to their sets, to their reps, adding more gasoline to the fire, and then cleaning the reps sometimes. So, which is why we have the video recordings. Like, it's not a blanket statement. Like, we don't. I'm not saying this as a blanket statement. Like, there are many approaches to do the same thing. But what is clear from the research, from anecdotes, from experience mostly, which is the most important thing, is you have to keep getting stronger. You can either drop their rest intervals. You can rest less sometimes, and that's one thing we're going to go for on another podcast, density training, if this is what you want.
Yeah, I like it.
Because we're talking about people who don't have a sit-on of time sometimes. Like most people don't have time. Most people don't have a sit-on of time. So they can do more with less. And density training is one such way where you just drop the rest interval, so you do more work in the same amount of time.
Yeah.
That's another way. Or...
So if you're doing like chin-ups until, beneath your... or pull-ups beneath your chin, you can start going to the collarbone. After that, you can start going to chest, which is my favorite kind of pull-up. Like, if I don't hit the bar with my chest or the rings, I don't count my pull-ups.
Don't try this at home. You have a low ceiling, though.
You can bang your head.
Yeah. There is no ceiling. That's the biggest crap people say. There is no ceiling. If you have a low ceiling, don't try to do what Anton is saying, because you're going to decapitate yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to repeat myself, but what I want to make very, very clear is the importance, again, of tracking. Like, none of this works if you're not tracking your workouts. Like, most people don't understand how their mind wants to stay in, their comfort zone. Like, how tricky your mind can be when it comes to just keeping you complacent and, I think I pushed myself hard today, but, yeah, you think. You don't know. Like, if it's not on paper... If it's not on your computer or your phone or whatever you like to track things, you're just guessing. Yeah.
And the simplest way to progressively overload your training is to add reps to your beat your previous performances by adding reps, by adding this is not very applicable to us. We use harder variations as a means to improving once their rep recommendations are met.
Yep.
But another way, if you're doing weights or you're using like a hybrid method or you're lifting weights as well, is to add weight to the exercise.
Yeah. You can switch slowly to weighted stuff.
There are many ways to skin mark or skin a cat.
Yeah. You don't need a lot of equipment. Just get a weighted vest, maybe a kettlebell, so you can do your squats weighted. Like, these are things that can help a lot.
As Arnold Schwarzenegger said, you have to keep your body guessing. This is something I think Arnold said, but
you gotta shock the muscles.
Yeah, but like most people do it the wrong way, and they change the program hop all the time and do all those things. Like you mostly have to remain to keep doing the same exercise. We've been doing the same exercise for what, I don't know,
forever, ever since I started. Maybe a few new stuff, but it's like the bread and butter is pull-ups, rows, push-ups, dips, some kind of knee dominant exercise, some kind of hip dominant exercise. Like, find two handful of exercises that work for these, and I'm probably saying more than needed, and stick to those and keep progressing. Instead of looking for fluff on social media.
Yeah, and the simplest way to put it is, if you're a natural and you want to build muscle mass, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or 125, there's only one way, and that is to get stronger at the basics, and that's it, nothing else.
Yeah.
If you get stronger, if you can do now 3 pull-ups, and you can, in 6 months down the line, you can do 15 pull-ups, trust me, your body is going to look different.
Yeah, but what are the secrets, man? Why aren't you sharing the secrets for building muscle?
Supplements.
That's the biggest secret, really, honestly. If you want something that is going to make you the most gains, just do that. Most people are looking for that easier way, the secret. The shiny object, but that's honestly it. And that's why we keep repeating ourselves.
Yeah, but that's hard, Anthony.
That is hard, yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yep.
So are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done with this podcast. So,
do you want to talk about Milo of Croydon?
Because I've noted it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should. So, yeah, the best way you may have seen it in movies, you may have read about it. It's progressive overload is what Milo of Croydon used to do, and I think legends go that it's where we got it from.
Yeah. It's all good things. It started from Greece.
Start from Greece. No, Croton is in Italy though, but yeah.
Is it in Italy?
I think it's in Italy, yeah.
Milano Crotoniatis, I think he was Greek.
I think he was from Italy, from a small village of Italy, from Croton. But
don't expect historical accuracy here.
Yeah, only dark humor, animal cruelty.
Yeah.
Guns. Yeah.
I think we're done. Are we done?
I think we're done. So guys, if you need more help with that, if you need someone to help you,
yeah,
and if you I don't know, if you have been struggling with building muscle mass and getting rid of your dad, but whether you're a dad or not, by the way, like the dad bod is universal thing, accomplishment, may I add. It's an accomplishment, right? You need to give some effort to get it. So if you want to get rid of it, however, yep, we have a link below for our coaching.
Yeah, check it out.
Shameless plug, because it works.
This is what we do. This is what we love doing. We're not influencers. We don't promote supplements on our channel. We don't promote equipment. Like, the only thing we promote is our coaching, because that's what we do. That's the best way for us to truly help people. Because, a YouTube video is good. You're going to watch it once, but by tomorrow you're probably going to forget what you...
Stop saying the truth.
What you already learned. And yeah, if you really want to make a change, then you can give it a shot with us.
Yep. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. And see you soon on another podcast episode of the No BS Calisthenics podcast, right?
Yeah.
Is that how
is that the name of our podcast? I think I should know that.
Maybe it's, I don't know.
I think it's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep on training.